By day, Ryan was the arrogant top student admired by the entire school. By night, he became nothing more than a plaything in the hands of a rich young master, pinned down, possessed, utterly powerless to resist. It wasn't that he didn't want to fight back. He simply couldn't, because only by enduring this humiliation could he earn the money needed for his mother's expensive hospital treatments. His name was Ryan. In his final year of high school, his mother fell gravely ill. The family savings dried up quickly, and just when he was about to drop out to earn money, the Ethan family offered their support. And that was how he met the man who would change his entire life. Ethan, the violent, hot-tempered heir of a wealthy clan. Inside the luxurious VIP room of a bar, two hostess girls flattered Ethan, while Ryan felt only disgust. A blonde-haired punk shoved a glass of liquor into Ryan's hand, trying to force him to drink. "I don't drink," Ryan replied firmly. The blonde sneered with mockery. "I really don't understand what Ethan sees in you. Or is it that you're that good in bed?" Anger surged in Ryan's chest. Clenching his fists, he spat each word. "If you're so interested in Ethan, go to him yourself. Don't waste your time with me." The blonde's face twisted with fury, but instead of attacking, he came up with something nastier. He deliberately spilled the drink all over himself, then wailed pitifully, "Why treat me like this? Even if I'm worthless, I don't deserve to be humiliated." The commotion immediately drew Ethan's attention. As he approached the blonde, put on a meek act. "It's nothing. Maybe I wasn't worthy of pouring his drink. If he's angry, I understand." Before Ryan could explain, Ethan seized him, shoving the glass to his lips. "Drink." His voice was sharp, commanding. "I said, I don't drink." Ryan's tone was cold as he grabbed his bag, ready to leave. "I have an exam tomorrow. I need to go." But Ethan wasn't about to let him walk away. He blocked the door, leaned close, whispering like a knife at his ear. "Take one step, and I'll cut off your mother's medical funds." Ryan froze, trembling. With no choice left, he snatched the glass and downed it in one breath. Yet Ethan still wasn't satisfied. "That's it. Have a few more." Laughter and jeers erupted around them. "It's Ethan's birthday today. Show some respect and apologize." But Ryan's voice was steady, low. "I've done nothing wrong. My only mistake was meeting him." The words ignited the fury in Ethan's eyes. He snatched the glass, drained it, then grabbed Ryan by the collar and slammed him onto the sofa. "You're not leaving tonight." Ryan struggled, but Ethan's strength pinned him down. "What? Don't want to?" Ethan's voice dripped with mockery. "You still owe me a birthday gift. If you won't give it, I'll take it. Stop pretending to be pure. I'll see how long you can keep up the act." When it was all over, Ryan woke with his body aching and torn apart. His phone buzzed on the bedside table. Endless messages. Updates about his mother's worsening condition. Hospital bills piling higher. Mingled with Ethan's relentless threats and control. Biting back despair, Ryan dragged himself to his exam. Exhausted afterward, he nearly collapsed. Lily, the class beauty who always secretly admired him, rushed over with worry. But before she could touch him, the devil appeared again. "No need for you to care about him," Ethan cut in coldly. "I'll take care of him." His tone was icy, though jealousy churned within. He'd gotten up early to buy breakfast for Ryan, only to see him smiling with another girl. Without another word, Ethan pulled Ryan away. As expected, storm after storm. The moment they entered his room, Ethan's hand clamped around Ryan's throat. "Bold of you," he growled. "Climbing off my bed, only to flirt with some girl. Think she'd still like you if she knew what you are to me." Ryan's patience shattered. He slapped Ethan across the face with all his strength. "Don't push me too far!" For a moment, Ethan froze. No one had ever dared hit him before. Shock turned to rage, and he struck back. "Don't play dumb with me. You can laugh and chatter with others, but with me, you put on airs." When it staggered, weak, barely able to stand. His body trembled as he ground out each word. I told you, don't touch me. Ethan's eyes darkened. Oh? Talking back now? Looks like I haven't taught you enough. Be honest, don't you secretly like being treated this way? Isn't this what you're begging for? His words stabbed like knives. Ryan shook violently, spirit crumbling. It's all because of you. Don't touch me. With his last bit of strength, he shoved Ethan away. But immediately, Ethan twisted his arm and forced him down on the bed again. Calm down. I'm only testing you, but if you keep resisting, I can't promise what happens next. Ryan's heart sank into despair. His eyes dulled, his frail body limp and powerless. Ethan mistook his collapse as an act, a ploy for pity, and sneered. But when he noticed Ryan's arms limp at his sides, lifeless, a flicker of panic crossed his eyes. This wasn't the first time Ryan had ended up in the hospital because of him. The doctor's words still echoed. He's severely malnourished. Didn't he take the supplements we prescribed? Ryan didn't reply, his gaze empty. Still, Ethan stubbornly spoke, clinging to his control. You don't need to go to school tomorrow. I've arranged leave for you. Ryan let out a hollow laugh, voice hoarse but defiant. You have no right to interfere in my life. The words pierced straight into Ethan's chest, fueling his fury. He gripped Ryan's chin hard, forcing him to meet his eyes. What do you think you are? If not for my family, you'd be selling yourself on the street right now. Ryan's eyes burned with hatred and despair. I'd rather that than live like this. In that moment, the gaunt face, the lifeless eyes, dragged Ethan back to a memory he thought long buried. 3 years ago, on a night of pouring rain. He had been just another high school boy, shivering under an awning without an umbrella, scowling as he considered snatching someone else's. Then a warm smile appeared before him. Let's share, Ryan had said. Ethan froze. Let me hold it. Your arms are full of books. On the wet road, the umbrella tilted entirely toward him, shielding him, while Ryan's shoulder was soaked through. Ethan stole glances, secretly marveling. How could someone be so gentle, so thoughtful? Something on my face? Ryan asked, with a smile. No, Ethan stammered, his heart pounding, face flushed. Near the school building, Ryan reminded him softly, You're wet. Go sit by the heater before you catch a cold. Then turned to leave. You're not going to class? Ethan called after him. I need to hand in my assignment, Ryan replied, smiling faintly. That smile etched itself deep in Ethan's heart. But now, before him stood only an empty shell, cold and full of hatred. The sight twisted painfully in his chest. The ring of his phone yanked him back. It was Dylan, the youngest of the Jang family, an old acquaintance. They chatted briefly, and Ethan grabbed his coat to head for the airport. Before leaving, he couldn't resist one last cutting remark. Always like a walking corpse. Honestly, anyone is more interesting than you. But don't worry, if I'm still amused, you won't escape. Dylan, you're back. Didn't you hear him greet you? Ethan snapped. Dylan quickly put on a gentle smile. It's fine. It's been a while, so he feels distant. Don't be mad. Besides, he doesn't look well. Maybe he's sick? Ethan waved dismissively. Don't bother. He won't die. Sensing his chance, Dylan added with false kindness. Still, that's harsh. I remember back in high school, he was quite popular with the girls. His looks alone drew plenty of admirers. At that, Ethan's fury erupted. So what? Even if the girls liked him, he's nothing but a luxury toy. With money, I can make him do whatever I want. Relieved, Dylan realized Ethan only saw Ryan as a pastime, nothing more. With that, he excused himself and left. The moment the door shut, Ethan spun around and shoved Ryan violently onto the bed. Panic surged through Ryan as he raised his hands to push back. I still have class tomorrow. But Ethan only pressed, his palm against Ryan's forehead, as if checking his temperature. Is that all you think about? Do you really believe all I ever want from you is that? Ryan's silence was the only answer. Hadn't Ethan always been like this? Yet this Time Ethan didn't explode in anger. He bent close, his breath brushing Ryan's ear, and whispered, "Fine, I'll spare you tonight." The next day at school, a classmate approached him with concern. "I saw you yesterday. You didn't look well. You should stay away from Ethan and his crew. They're nothing but trouble." Ryan hadn't even responded when a familiar voice called from behind. A man like Ethan was terrifying. So terrifying that even talking casually with another man was enough to provoke his wrath. But the one who had called Ryan's name wasn't just anyone. It was Professor Han, his lecturer. Having heard Ryan wasn't feeling well and receiving no reply to his messages, he had come looking out of genuine worry. Professor Han's care was warm and sincere, every word brimming with concern. Yet Ryan instinctively avoided it. Deep down, he feared that he was already too tainted. To get close would only stain someone as good as him. In the cafeteria, they ate together. Professor Han's light-hearted jokes lifted the heavy air, even drawing a faint smile to Ryan's lips, the first in a long while. "You always seem burdened," the professor said gently. "If you're struggling with something, you can tell me." But Ryan couldn't. What he endured was unspeakable. If his professor knew the truth, there was no way he'd sit here so calmly, sharing a meal. Still, Professor Han persisted patiently. "If you ever need help, you can always come to me." For a fleeting moment, warmth bloomed in Ryan's chest. Until Ethan appeared, together with Dylan, the ever-scheming green tea. Dylan wasted no time stirring trouble. "Who are you sitting with? You two look close. Don't tell me you were holding hands." That alone was enough to set Ethan's blood boiling. "So you dare go behind my back to meet another man?" Not long after, Ryan's phone vibrated. The moment he answered, Ethan's furious voice slashed into him like a knife. "Found yourself a new sugar daddy already? Still pretending to be innocent with me?" Terrified, Ryan hung up immediately. Stammering an excuse, he bade Professor Han a quick goodbye and rushed back to his dorm. But the moment he stepped inside, Ethan slammed him against the wall. "I warned you, Ryan. You belong to me. Don't even dream of running off to find freedom elsewhere." Ryan's voice trembled. "What if one day you get married?" He knew the Ning family would never accept their heir flaunting a relationship with a man. A politically advantageous marriage was inevitable. Ethan's laugh was cold, cruel. "Then I'll set you up somewhere else. You think I can't afford to keep you? A private cage just to lock him away?" Ryan's fists clenched, rage flaring in his eyes. "What do you take me for? You have all those women outside. Why won't you just let me go?" Ethan barely cared. His reply was dismissive, almost bored. "You're just a game." "Nothing serious." Ryan's voice cracked with anguish. "Then why do you care who I'm with? You have no right!" That defiance snapped Ethan's control. As Ryan shoved against him, trying to break free, Ethan's certainty only hardened. There must be someone else. Snarling, he ripped the chain from Ryan's neck, looped it around his wrist like shackles, and tightened it. His eyes burned with violent fury. "Has he touched you yet?" Ryan glared at him with nothing but disgust. "Don't assume everyone is as filthy as you." Ethan barked out a bitter laugh, caught between fury and disbelief. "Still haven't learned your lesson? Maybe I've gone too easy on you. If I ever catch you sneaking around with someone else, believe me, I'll lock you away forever. You'll never see daylight again." When he was done, he rose and slowly dressed, a triumphant smirk curling his lips. What good is being smart? Better learn how to serve a man properly. It was the first time Ryan's world truly shattered. "You're not afraid your parents will find out?" he rasped. "Go ahead and tell them," Ethan sneered. "Worst case, they scold me. But you seduced their son. You think they'll still pay your tuition, still cover your mother's hospital bills?" He had his hand on Ryan's deepest wound. From then on, Ryan was nothing more than a caged canary, trapped in Ethan's golden prison. 3 years passed. The chains only tightened. "If I could lock you up for a week back then," Ethan said one day, "I can lock you away for life now." That time. His interrogation was over something trivial. "Why aren't you wearing the watch I gave you?" "I forgot." Ryan's tone was flat. To him, the gift was nothing but a symbol of purchase, filthy to the point he couldn't bear to look at it. But in Ethan's eyes, Ryan was his possession. The more he dressed in luxury, the more pride he took in showing him off. "You won't even wear the clothes I buy, trying to cut ties with me." Yes, that was exactly what Ryan wanted most. "If I could, I'd rather never have met you." The words lit Ethan's fury. He seized Ryan's chin in a brutal grip. "Say that again! I can say it 10,000 times, Ethan. Nothing will change. There's no love between us. It's laughable." The next moment, Ryan's lips were crushed beneath a violent, bruising kiss. Ethan's hand clamped behind his head, forcing it down, leaving no room to escape. "Leave me for someone else? Don't even dream of it!" Ryan struggled, his bag slipping to the ground. A bottle of pills spilled across the floor. Ethan's eyes flickered. "You're sick? Just discharged? No wonder you're so weak." It was impossible to tell whether his tone carried concern or simply fear that his toy might break too soon. Still, he relented. Barely. "Remember this. Unless I get bored first, no one will take you from me." With that threat tossed over his shoulder, he walked out casually. Ryan staggered, adjusting his clothes with trembling hands. Today was Monday. Class will begin soon. If his roommate came by for a book, he'd see everything. And sure enough, the door opened. The roommate, who despised him for stealing a scholarship, sneered at the sight. "Heard your mom's still stuck in the hospital. Money's tight, isn't it? And yet look at that watch on your wrist. Must have cost a fortune. Don't tell me Ethan gave it to you?" Everyone knew Ethan toyed with both men and women, generous. To his lovers. Gossip about anyone clinging to him wasn't surprising. "I don't know him," Ryan snapped, slamming his notebook onto the desk. But the mocking laughter went on, until their other roommates dragged the troublemaker away. Even then, Ryan's heart raced wildly. He yanked off the cursed watch, hurled it into the trash, then, trembling, picked it back up again, haunted by the thought of Ethan finding out. After class, Ethan dragged him back to the villa. Inside, Dylan was already waiting at the dining table, posing like a perfect little housewife. "The garlic butter shrimp I made turned out really well today. Have a taste?" He smiled sweetly, dropping food into Ryan's bowl. But the fake domestic act made Ryan nauseous. "Not to your taste?" Dylan's pitiful eyes shimmered with practiced fragility, instantly rousing Ethan's instinct to protect. "Don't start your tricks now," Ethan snapped, already rising, ready to punish. But Dylan was quicker, switching masks to play the self-sacrificing peacemaker. "It's my fault. Don't blame him." Ethan ignored him. He picked up a shrimp and held it to Ryan's lips. "Eat." Ryan understood Dylan's ploy perfectly. He slapped the chopsticks away, sending the shrimp to the floor. That single act lit Ethan's fury. "You little bastard! Tired of living!" He seized Ryan by the collar and lifted him off his feet. But Ryan only turned his head aside, fixing Dylan with a cold glare. "If you like him so much, then take him. At least then, I'd finally be free." Dylan's face twisted awkwardly, forcing a smile. I'm just Ethan's friend, that's all." Ethan's expression grew darker. "You really don't know when to quit, do you? Can't go a single day without provoking me?" Before Ryan could react, Ethan hauled him onto his shoulder and tossed him onto the bed. "You refused the easy way, so now you'll take the hard way. Open your mouth." Ryan gave a cold laugh. "Ethan, aren't you afraid I'll cut off the Ning family's bloodline?" The blatant provocation made him explode. "You bastard! You've got a death wish!" A heavy fist came crashing down. Ryan couldn't fight back. His consciousness slipped into darkness. When he awoke, an IV needle was already stuck in the back of his hand. Beside the bed sat Dylan, holding a bowl of chicken soup. The green tea mask was back in place. Didn't expect Ethan to lose his temper like that. You haven't eaten anything tonight. Drink some soup. Ryan shrank back. Now you're scared? Ethan stepped closer, sat down by the bed, and took the bowl from Dylan's hands. Come here, I'll feed you. I can drink it myself. He didn't bother listening, pressing the spoon against Ryan's lips. Don't make me repeat myself. Ryan knew too well. Once he had decided, resistance was useless. He parted his lips obediently. Spoonful after spoonful, Ethan fed him patiently, even gently wiping the corners of his mouth. Perhaps he, too, knew he had gone too far. So many times, all Ethan ever wanted was for Ryan to bow his head just a little. But Ryan never did. And so, neither of them was ever happy. Now, are you satisfied? Watching from the side, Dylan's chest tightened with bitterness. All his schemes had veered off course. Swallowing his frustration, he tugged at Ethan's sleeve, whining for a bedtime story like the old days. But Ethan didn't even spare him a glance. Coldly, he refused. Humiliated, Dylan had no choice but to leave. Setting down the empty bowl, Ethan turned back to Ryan. Tell me, what's so bad about being with me? Whatever you want, I can give you. Why make yourself suffer? As long as you behave, I won't treat you poorly. Ryan's eyes were hollow as he looked at him. Are you planning to continue tonight? The question made Ethan freeze. Ryan had always resisted this. If you're going to do it, then hurry. I'm tired. No matter how many times I refuse, it won't matter. Better to suffer less pain than drag it out. Those words killed his desire entirely. Shoving Ryan aside, he stormed off in fury. Fine, Ryan. This time, you win. In his private quarters, a young man approached him. I heard Dylan's back in the country, so that position is open now, isn't it? I've got a rookie who needs training. How about lending him to me for a week? Ethan's fist shot out, slamming into the man's face. Blood spilled before the man could recover. People rushed forward to hold him back. Ethan, don't. He's drunk. Don't take. It's seriously? Drunk? Ethan's voice was ice cold as he landed a brutal kick. Drunk? And still dared to touch what's mine? Who the hell do you think you are? Just then, a call came in from his family. His expression darkened instantly. The moment he stepped out, Dylan slipped into Ryan's room. So this is the so-called model student, just a pawn to raise your worth, he sneered. Tell me, if your mother knew her hospital bills were paid this way, would she still accept the treatment? Ryan's fists clenched, his body shaking with rage. What do you want? Dylan smirked, advancing step by step. Stop deluding yourself. To Ethan, you're nothing but a toy. When he's bored, he'll toss you aside. When he feels like it, he'll pick you back up. Keeping you around is better than letting him chase after trash outside. Since the Ethan family has paid for you, you'll be drained dry. Those venomous words snapped the last thread of Ryan's restraint. He lunged forward, slamming Dylan to the ground by the throat. All the humiliation he had endured could take it, but his mother must never know. Dylan panicked under the murderous glare, struggling wildly. The commotion drew the butler. A hard kick pried them apart. Dylan scrambled behind the butler, eyes brimming with tears, instantly donning the pitiful act again. Scoldings poured down on Ryan from the butler and the servants. Ryan only stood there, silent, his face carved with cold contempt. Seeing Dylan sobbing pitifully, the old woman immediately phoned Ethan. And so, once again, the wretched Ryan was dragged before his commander. When Ethan returned, his face was storming. Ryan was long used to it. Housekeeper. Lou anxiously pleaded. Young master, this time I can't cover it up anymore. If the old master finds out, please don't be reckless. Don't let this boy drag you down. Ethan pulled on his coat, his voice cold. Stand aside. The fool here isn't me. As he left, Liu shot Ryan a look of scorn. Nothing but a curse. Dylan immediately flung himself into Ethan's arms, trembling and crying. Ethan, I was so scared. Why does Ryan hate me so much? Is it because I gave him food once? From the moment he stepped inside, Ethan's gaze had been fixed on Ryan. What he feared most was Dylan stirring trouble. If word of this reached his father, the Ethan family would cut Ryan off without hesitation. Dylan buried himself deeper into his chest, crying louder. Ethan, if it weren't for Lou saving me, I might not even be alive right now. Patiently, Ethan stroked his back. Don't be afraid. I'm here. I'll give you an explanation. For now, go rest. Tonight, I'll tell you a story. Satisfied? With his little performance, the pretender finally left. Ethan locked the door, then turned cold eyes on Ryan. Ryan, you really know how to cause trouble. Today, it was Dylan. Tomorrow, will it be me? Ryan lowered his head and let out a chilling laugh. Yes. Ethan grabbed his chin, patience thinning. Everyone else fights to get close to me, but you deliberately keep your distance. Tell me, where have I ever treated you badly? Ryan's lips curved into a bitter smile. Nin, Ethan, you're ridiculous. Arrogant to the point of being laughable. The corner of Ethan's mouth lifted into a dangerous smile. Is that so? He pulled a leather belt free and bound Ryan's wrists tight. Your bones are strong. Let's see how much they can endure. The rich heir's sick game grew darker. He forced the school's model idol to tutor him in front of a massive mirror. Bent over the desk, Ryan strained desperately to hold himself upright, his vacant eyes staring at the degrading reflection in the glass. The sight made his stomach twist. He had to squeeze his eyes shut. He couldn't stand it. He couldn't accept himself like this. Ethan's lips brushed his ear, fingers gripping his chin, forcing his eyes open. You brought this on yourself. Look at you. So filthy, still pretending. To be pure, Ryan's heart plummeted into the abyss. No, this isn't me. Ethan's smile was cruel enough to chill the blood. Take a good look. This is who you really are. Shattered, Ryan whispered in panic. No, not me. Meanwhile, Lily, worried after Ryan's long disappearance, went to Ding Hao for answers. Ding Hao only smirked knowingly. Why don't you ask Ethan? He was with Ryan just yesterday. Their relationship isn't simple. Lily frowned. Don't make baseless claims without proof. Even so, he finally gathered the courage to ask Ethan directly. Do you know where Ryan is? He hasn't been to school for days, and he won't answer my messages. Ethan was still busy gaming when he raised an eyebrow lazily. How should I know? He shot Lily a mocking glance, then sneered. Don't tell me. You like him? Lily's face flushed scarlet. He stammered, If you don't know, then forget it. He turned sharply and walked away. A cold laugh slipped past Ethan's lips. Too bad. He doesn't seem to be single anymore. Lily's steps faltered. He already has a girlfriend? He whispered, suddenly realizing why Ryan always kept his distance. Yet, he had never once seen him with anyone. As if making up his mind, Lily hurried off. Watching his retreat, Ethan's smile twisted with disdain. Ryan thought he could escape. Dream on! Right then, Dylan sidled up, whispering in his ear with soft provocation. Ethan, maybe you should let Ryan go. Even your classmates are starting to ask questions. Ethan's smirk grew colder. He doesn't deserve to be let off so easily. In my mind, he's already guilty of sneaking around with Lily. Dylan feigned innocence. Maybe Ryan didn't mean it. I think he just doesn't like me. From now on, I'll keep my distance from him. Ethan's voice softened as he looked at him. Don't worry. If I'm here, he won't dare touch you. That afternoon, when Ethan returned home and saw Ryan sitting on the bed. His voice was sharp as a blade. "Are you ready to admit your mistake yet?" Ryan stayed silent. He yanked hard on the chain around his neck. "Seems like you've got too many people worrying about you these days." Ryan asked coldly, "How long do you plan on keeping me locked up?" Snapping the lock shut, Ethan sneered. "Want to be freed? Then tell Lily you already have someone in your heart, and make sure he stays away from you." Fury rose in Ryan's chest. But then he thought, maybe this way was better. Lily was a good person. He couldn't let him get dragged into this mire. So he clenched his teeth and agreed. Ethan shoved him onto the bed, tearing at his clothes. "Obedient today, aren't you? Then I'll reward you. Tell me, what do you want?" Pinned beneath him, Ryan whispered, "When it's over, just give me a set of clothes, that's all." A derisive laugh rang out. Others begged for jewelry, designer brands. And you? Pathetic, laughably cheap. He gripped the back of Ryan's head, biting and marking him harshly. "Ryan," he murmured. "Shut up. Don't say my name." "You disgust me," Ryan ground. "Out." But Ethan entwined their fingers tightly, greedy for more. "You're mine. You're not allowed to speak to anyone else. Otherwise, don't blame me." Like a devil, he tormented Ryan without restraint. Only after satisfying himself did he finally rise from the bed. Gazing at the limp figure, he scoffed. "What's wrong? Still not enough for you?" Clutching the clothes thrown at him, Ryan answered softly, "No." Outside, Dylan's voice called, "Ethan!" Ethan opened the door to find him smiling brightly. "Dinner's ready. Come down and eat." "Oh, will Ryan be joining us?" Glancing back at the half-dressed figure inside, Ethan replied coldly, "He'll eat in his room. I'll have someone bring it up." Dylan was surprised. "Why? It was just a little misunderstanding. I don't even mind. Maybe I should talk to him. Who knows? He might change his view of me." Hearing that sickly sweet voice, Ryan only curled his lips in a bitter smile. "Talk? With someone like you?" Ethan slung an arm around Dylan's shoulders, voice low and steady. "Let's go. Didn't you say you were hungry?" Dylan leaned closer, voice dripping honey. "Without you, I can't even swallow a bite." Just then, Ryan's phone buzzed. It was Professor Hahn. Panicked, he answered. "You requested leave, but then disappeared completely. Where are you right now?" The reproachful voice came from the other end. Ryan's heart pounded. I'm at the hospital." How could he admit he was being kept prisoner in Ethan's mansion? But Professor Hahn pressed, "Which hospital? I'll come find you." Ryan's chest tightened. Clearly this lie wouldn't last long. The sky outside was already dark. He didn't want to drag his teacher into this. Still, Han Cheng insisted. "You don't want me to know?" "I'm your professor. My student disappears for days on end. Don't I have the right to care?" Ryan stood frozen before the mirror. With his body marked like this, how could he face anyone? Even if he returned to school tomorrow, he would have to find a way to hide every trace. Hearing his student's silence, Han's tone softened, gentle. "Ryan, do you hate me?" His heart clenched painfully. "No, please don't misunderstand." Truth was, Ryan had long admired Han Cheng. So young, already a university professor, while he himself was small, filthy, unworthy to stand beside someone like that. Just then, the door opened behind him. Ethan entered, carrying a tray of food. Ryan quickly lowered his voice on the phone. "I have something to do. I'll call you back." Setting the tray down, Ethan's gaze was cold. "Who were you talking to? Sit down and eat. Why stand there like I'm torturing you?" He pulled out a chair and lifted a spoonful of rice to Ryan's lips. Holding his stomach, Ryan murmured, "My stomach hurts. I can't eat. Go smoke. A cigarette or something. Don't worry about me." I'll be fine. Ethan's face darkened. Worry about yourself first, he growled, then stormed out, muttering curses about ingratitude. The phone buzzed again, a message from Professor Hahn. I told you already. Whatever it is, you can tell me. The next afternoon, Ryan's stomach pain drove him to the hospital. In the corridor, his leg suddenly gave out. He collapsed, only to be caught by a steady arm. Looking up, he froze. Professor Han? Why are you here? Han Cheng's calm eyes were filled with concern. A family member of mine is hospitalized. I came to visit. And yesterday you hung up on me, ignored my messages. Flustered, Ryan scrambled to his feet. I'm sorry, Professor. It's all right. No need to apologize. Han's voice was gentle. I was just worried about you. Unconsciously, Ryan stepped back. That hesitation dimmed Han's gaze. Every time I try to get close, you pull away. Yet you insist you don't hate me. He shook his head quickly. No, that's not it. Truly, it's not. A smile returned to Han's face, his eyes warm. How are you feeling now? Any better? I'm much better. But his teacher's eyes suddenly froze, fixed on a faint mark on Ryan's neck. You already have a girlfriend? Panicked, Ryan tugged his collar higher. No, I don't. Han's expression chilled slightly. You're hiding something from me, aren't you? If you don't want to say, I won't force you. But you once promised to buy me a meal. Does that promise still stand? Relieved at the change of subject, Ryan nodded. Han draped his hand lightly over his shoulder. Good, then let's go somewhere else to talk. He agreed, but the moment he turned, his steps faltered. Not far ahead, Ethan was standing, his sharp gaze locked on him like a blade. Thunder roared in his chest. Ryan bowed his head, trembling all over. Alarmed, Han asked, What's wrong? Do you feel unwell again? Ethan's lips curled into a cruel smile. So this is why you wouldn't let me come with you. Turns out you had a date with someone else. He cursed silently inside. If Dylan hadn't had people follow him, he would never have known this bastard was faking illness just to meet another man. His eyes darkened, brimming with murderous rage. Professor Han stepped in front of his student, voice calm but firm. Sorry, but we have plans for dinner. Ethan advanced slowly, sneer twisting his mouth. Is that so? Ryan's breath caught, his heart clenched tight. Terrified Ethan would harm his teacher. He whispered hastily, Professor Han, I'm sorry. Maybe another time. Ethan's eyes narrowed, his voice icy. What's that? My presence disgusts you that much? Han. Cheng tightened his hold on Ryan's shoulder, refusing to back down. Not at all. You're not intruding. But in Ethan's eyes, flames of fury were already blazing.